Well, the wind certainly has a new bite to it. It's chilly now, and we've had very high winds, so all the beautiful, gorgeous autumn leaves, they've all blown away. I don't think I'm alone in loving this time of year. Well, at least in the northern hemisphere. Going from autumn to winter on the way, it's just a time of change and peace and rest, really, at least for the gardeners. This is a time we can put all our gardening tools down and enjoy our harvests all through the winter and dream about the next season. Today I'm clearing a few things that I can. It's very high winds. I'm getting the broad beans out. I've already pulled out some of the dead marigolds and the dead cosmos because they just didn't survive the very cold days we've had. But I feel a bit behind this year, so I'm getting a move on. Well, it's been very stormy the last few days, and it actually snowed last night and stuck. It's melting now. I came out earlier, we were covered. So I'm going to cut the broad beans out and see what I can salvage from those. I did a harvest the other day knowing it was getting very cold. They're susceptible to extended cold temperatures. But I'll see what's left on them. Just carry on and haul all these out, and I think I'll rejoin you in the fire pit to just pick off and see what beans can be salvaged here because it's a lot less windy. I'll see you up there. See here what else is new. It's a bit better in here, but I'm not sure where the wind's coming from. I think it's this way. Anyway, let's get on with this job. Just seeing if there's anything to be salvaged from these beans. A lot of them are small, therefore will be pretty empty, like this one here. Let's see. And I'll check those all when I go inside. Yep. Too small to have done anything, but I'm hoping to get a few. Full Madames, one of my favorite breakfast things these days. Look, the flowers were on them. I'm going to dump over here and then pick them all up. That's what I'll do. Oh yeah, these are so small I can feel there's nothing in them. Oh, there's one. Maybe. So we've had a series of what they're calling weather bombs, which I have to tell you, I had to look up to see what exactly that meant. But it's not a storm blowing in, which we get quite a lot of, you know, hurricanes that are on our outskirts that affect us, but rather this bizarre, and I think we broke records, I don't know how to explain it, but it sort of starts in the ocean, and it's got to do with the warmth and this meeting and all these things that create this swirl and a weather bomb. Very nasty. So we were fortunate, our winds got to
I think they hit 100 and never got over 100 kilometers. But other areas of the island were not so fortunate. 170 kilometers, a lot of damage done. Bruce's shed lost its Tyvek, but that was no big deal. But that was something we were watching because if it went any higher, you know, it's not fully built or secured enough. But all was well for us. So broad beans, another crop out, which I left in. I wasn't expecting the snow. We weren't supposed to have it. It was not on the weather. And as does happen, of course, I saw where I thought, you know, the night before it hit 2 degrees and probably while I slept was even lower. And a bit of drizzle. So I said to Bruce, if it's ever going to snow, this is perfect snow weather, you know. 2 degrees to 0 degrees. When it gets too cold, of course, it doesn't snow. So, so it didn't snow that night, and the next night was supposed to be warmer, and it wasn't. These weather bombs moving all around. And sure enough, it started to snow earlier than they even started saying, and it stuck to the ground because it had been so chilly. Now it's pretty much gone now. And I hope that's the last we see of that for a little bit. So the Weather Channel says. We shall see. So once I get these separated, I'm going to just take the wheelbarrow up and dump them in my where my potato bed patch is, because I have a bit of an issue this year. I always get my manure about now, and I can't get it. They don't have a truck anymore to transport it. They said they have lots of manure, so that's my supplier is out of action for manure. So I'm going to throw these on top of the potato beds to overwinter. Just anything that can decompose down. I've got to get a bit smarter with things right now, unless I can find another supplier. But we're not in an area where there's an awful lot of farms. And she would bring me the manure when she was delivering for others too. And it would just sort of make it all cheaper for delivery, you know. But that's gone, at least for now. I didn't think I had this many left of the plants. Oh, these got hit by frost. Well, the beans should be fine, but they're soggy. Oh yeah, I can feel the beans in them now. Maybe I shouldn't have thrown some of the other ones away. Doesn't matter how small they are. Let's start going to my dips and my fuma damas. Okay, that's good enough. So I'll finish these off, and then I'll show you the beans that I have. It seems that I am getting some of them, or some from it. Look at Bruce mowing the lawn. And I thought I had holes in my head for coming out in this weather. Okay. Well, I'll take these in, pod them inside. Don't think there's a whole lot there, but I do have a lot inside. Maybe I'll weigh what I've got already. But I do know there's a few garden pots. I've got the sun on me. And I'll get the little ones anyways. The fellows can get the big ones. I'll do that now. plant my broad beans at the same time that I plant my peas. Pretty much some of the first seeds that I direct sow outside. I don't start these indoors. There's no need for me. So July 23rd was the first batch I harvested, and it's been non-stop since. I don't cut down. Once that first flush comes, I leave the plant because I learned a long time ago when I first started growing these that they start shooting out from the bottom and start all over again with new flowers. You can clip the top if you want. I did a bit this year. And they just keep producing non-stop. So I very fortunately have an awful lot of these to get me through the season. I don't use them a whole lot in just general cooking. But I do love them for, company comes, you've got to dip. Just add some citrus and olive oil, garlic, and you've got something for your nacho chips or something, and the full medanas, which it uses quite a bit. I mean, I've got many baggies of these, but a meal will use up a baggie. So, though I have an abundance, they go quickly too. I spread them out. So the frost hasn't affected these at all, other than a few of them were very soft, but the bean inside perfect. So from July to November, it's a great vegetable, great resource to have in the garden. And of course they're healthy for you. Full of fiber. Well, there we go, all done. I don't pre-blanch these. I just, there's no need. They can go right in. I also don't peel the second skin at this stage. Only each batch as I cook it, because it's way too much work if I was to try to get that second skin off. So a little bit more, that's great. So I'll drop these in the freezer. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. Take care, and we'll see you soon.